The following program contains graphic images that may be disturbing. Parents are advised that these images may not be suitable for young children.
It's funny because we're about to talk about food, and the two of you are talking about food and what you're going to eat later today. But hey, speaking of food, people love their bacon, but besides the crispy stuff, it's estimated that individuals consume some 50 pounds of pork annually. But could new food inspection rules put your health at risk? 1 in 6 Americans get sick from foodborne diseases each year. But could this number grow following new government rules that drastically cut inspectors at pork plants? New regulations allow companies to have their own employees inspect pork carcasses, sometimes without any formal training. Food safety advocates are crying foul, citing major oversights and warning that feces, sex organs, toenails, and unwanted hair could show up in store-bought products. So can trimming the fat to boost profits put consumers at risk? Tony Corbo is a food safety advocate at Food and Water Watch, joining us now via Skype, who has more insight on this. So Tony, can you tell us a little bit more about your findings regarding these new pork inspection rules?
The current maximum in a traditionally inspected plant is 1,106 hogs per hour. And so normally you would have 7 inspectors assigned to that line. What this new system does is reduce the number of inspectors to 3, and the companies can increase their lines to as fast as they can. And this is the catchphrase that USDA uses, provided that they can maintain process control, which is a very vague term.
So basically the inspectors number is less than half, and you're actually increasing production alongside that, like 1,106 to maybe about 1,500 or so, is that?
Right. And what USDA is doing is, by reducing the number of their own employees, they're turning more of the inspection responsibilities to the company employees to do. And so what we're finding is that there are more contaminants on the carcasses. There was feces, bile, toenails, other contaminants on the carcasses. 73% of the noncompliance reports filed were against the pilot plants. And very troubling was a finding that where in 32 instances between 2012 and 2016, there were carcasses that were so contaminated that had they gone into the food supply, it would have caused foodborne illness.
And Tony, is there any way for a consumer to check the packaging of what they buy to see if where the plant that product comes from is in this pilot program or otherwise?
Yeah, on all packages of meat and poultry, you'll see a shield on the packaging. It says U.S. inspected and passed by the Department of Agriculture, and it has a number. It has an EST number, which stands for establishment 1647, and USDA publishes a directory of the plants by establishment number, and you could look it up.
My concern is that if I'm at the grocery store, that's a pretty hard step to take, to start Googling the number of the plant and cross-referencing it and see whether that plant has this inspection program. I mean, is there any other simpler way?
No, you're absolutely right. It is a cumbersome system, and that's really the only way that you would be able to cross-reference which plant is producing this product under this new inspection system. And you're right about salmonella. Salmonella is a pathogen of concern with pork, and one of the things that was very troubling with what USDA has done is that in 2011 they actually stopped testing for salmonella in these pork plants. So even though they're making assertions that they think salmonella is going to go down by essentially privatizing the inspection system, there's no basis for them to make that claim.
Well, Tony, we appreciate you joining us and helping to explain this. We'll actually have the USDA plant directory linked to our website, thedoctorstv.com. And I'll just add something we always talk about. Make sure whenever you're cooking meat products, wherever your supply may be, make sure you use proper hygiene, make sure you don't cross-contaminate, and make sure you thoroughly cook so that if there are potential pathogens, that hopefully the cooking process will destroy them.